Video we showed you how to go and do things onto wood with our VerDay paints. Now, one of the things I didn't tell you about was our money water. And what that is when you are working with your piece, you're going to be cleaning things off in a bucket of water. And I'm going to show you real fast how to do something. But before I do, this is what that piece looked like that we had just done on the other video, and it's starting to turn, and you can see how it's getting that gorgeous copper effect in here with some brass, and then the iron is starting to come out. So I wanted to show everybody what that ended up looking like, and I'll post a picture of what this ends up looking like when it's all done. This has only been about a half hour into the mixing and the drawing time of the piece, but I wanted to give you kind of a heads up on that. And if you haven't seen, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and watch this video and then go back to the first video, which is going to be VerDay Paint on wood, and that's what I'll name it. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, so you have your paint and you're working on stuff, and what I like to do is I like to have a container of water. I fill it up with about this much water in the bottom of it, and then when I'm done working, I stick my brush in it to get the paint off, especially if I've gone and painted something. Now, I discovered this one day when I was working, that I thought I was getting a whole lot of paint off of this brush, but a lot of paint came off and then it went to the bottom of the container because it's heavy, and those metal particles went down there also. So what I did is I came back in the next day and I kind of looked at it because I went to pour out my water, and I was pouring paint out, and I thought, ooh, that is some luscious stuff. So I came back, I stuck my brush down into the bottom, and I call it money water or like a sludge, and I went and painted it on something. Now, it's going to be very watery because it's sitting at the bottom. But you just get that sludge, collect it on your brush, and put it onto another piece. Now I'm putting it onto this cross that is just raw wood. I haven't done anything to this. It's just raw wood, and I've got, so a lot of that water, I don't know if you can see it very well, pick it up so you can get it you can kind of see how that's just water basically sitting on top of this wood. But I'm going to go back into the bottom of it and get as much of that color as I can, put it on top. And while it's still wet, take my activator, which is my patina, and spray. Now you're going to let this dry. And when you let this dry, because I've already done it on the back side, and I don't know, this is going to all drip off, but for the sake of TV, or video, I should say, this is what it ends up looking like. You get a real soft watercolor effect to it, which ends up looking really, really cool. Now, I did this on the cross. I'm going to put this back and see if I can't get this to be looking, spray a little bit more patina on there. I'm going to just put that to the side. I also did it on a blank, this is a cover, this is a wood insert for a door. So I did the same thing with the money water on here. Now, the beauty of this is you have no idea, because if you've washed all your brushes out in this container, you're going to have several colors in the bottom. Now, they're going to all react differently when you go and you paint it onto the top of whatever your surface is going to be. So you have to be happy with what it comes out looking like, which is a beautiful, beautiful mix of different colors. I did it on that. I also had this frame here, which I did it. And you can see here there's a lot more of the copper going on with little bits of the bronze coming through on the edges. Now, if you want to add more color, you can always go back over and add more color, but this is going to be just a real nice, basic, more of a watercolor effect with it, because there's so much water in it that it just ends up having a real cool effect with these surprises of other colors coming in. So that's how you do money water, and that's simply by not throwing away your sludge. And you can put this in another container if you want to, and then just let all the paint soak to the bottom and then use it on a project. So if you want to use it on something, like if you wanted to use it onto a wooden spindle, you could. And that's how you get these cool effects. So there's all sorts of different things you can do with this product by just playing with it and having fun with the VerDay paints, because it is easy, easy, easy to do. And just experiment. Play, experiment, and then walk away. So I hope by watching some of these videos you've gotten the idea of, hey, this isn't brain surgery. In fact, if you're a retired brain surgeon and you're taking up woodworking and you think you're going to do this, you may not be able to do it because you're going to overthink it too much. Or a nuclear physicist, or an engineer, they think it's got to be a lot harder, and it's not. Super simple. In fact, if you've got grandkids hanging around, have them come out and paint your stuff. They're fearless. Slap it on, spray it, and walk away. That's the secret. Have fun. Bye.